Hi guys, this is Ivy from Womply. I'm here to walk you through how to fill out the Paycheck Protection Program loan form directly on the Kabbage website to hopefully make things a little bit easier. First things first, when you go to the website, it's going to take you to a page that looks just like this, asking you to create your own Kabbage account. From here, just enter in an email address, reconfirm that email address, and enter in a password. That way we can go ahead and get started. Once you've officially moved past this step, it's going to take you to right here, where it asks you to go ahead and get started. We're going to press that green button, and it takes you to a page that asks whether or not you want to apply for the federal relief through the Paycheck Protection Program on that Kabbage website. All you have to do is click right here on this bright green Apply Now button. And it's going to take us through all of the steps piece by piece in the most simple way possible. First, it's going to ask us what our business name is. In this box, this is where we enter in the legal business name of the entity in which you're applying for. If you have some kind of a DBA or trademark name, all you have to do is click I do business underneath a different name, which we actually do. Otherwise, what if my business doesn't have a name? Hold your mouse right over there, just underneath this box. It'll actually give you the instructions if you're a sole proprietor. Once you've filled out this information to the best of your ability, all you have to do is go ahead and press continue. Then it's going to ask for your legal first name, last name. Make sure that those are both spelled correctly. We press continue. Then it's going to ask for our business phone number. And it's going to have a quick little disclaimer that we need to agree to, simply stating that you are agreeing to have Kabbage Inc., its affiliates, and agents, whether acting on the behalf of Kabbage or its bank partners, call or text for telemarketing or other purposes. Once you've gone ahead, verified your phone number, clicked the I agree box, we're going to press continue. Then it's going to ask us some quick fill in the blank bubbles. First, do you or your business classify as any of the following? In my case, no. Press continue. What's your company structure? Go ahead, pick the one that is most applicable to you and your situation. In mine, it's a corporation. Then we're going to press continue. Then it's going to ask for your tax ID number, your EIN. Go ahead and enter that directly into the box right here. For the sake of this demo, I've gone ahead and made one up to hopefully make things a little bit easier and give you guys a really good visual. If you aren't sure where to find this, go ahead and click where can I find this? And it gives you a nice little pop-up line as well as a specialty help number in case you have any questions. Once you have that entered in, go ahead and press continue. Then it's going to ask for your NAICS code. If you do not know what your NAICS code is, that's completely okay. Just go ahead and click right here on this blue hyperlink. It'll take you to the correct page so you can find out that information. What this essentially does is it allows us to classify you based on what you actually do. In my case, my NAICS code is 541613, which is marketing consulting services. We go ahead, make sure that that's accurate, and we press continue. Then it's going to ask us some more questions. First, is the applicant a franchise that's listed in the SBA's directory? In my case, no. When did you start Womply? You'll want to enter this to the best of your ability, just the month and the year. Press continue. How many employees did you have as of February 15th, 2020? This is going to be the total number of employees that were on your payroll on February 15th. Then press continue. Is your business seasonal? Yes or no? And then it's going to have you calculate your average monthly payroll. They're going to help use this information that you enter to make your application accurate. What it's going to ask you to do is enter in the information from your 2019 W-3 form in box 1. This is your total salary, wages, and commissions and tips that were paid in 2019. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and just enter in a number. That way we can get a really good, accurate feel. If you have any questions as to what constitutes as payroll, go ahead and click this blue hyperlink right here, and it's going to go ahead and walk you through what that needs to look like. Next, the total state and local income tax paid in 2019. Again, we're going to go ahead and just enter in a number to make things as simple as possible. Once you've verified that this is in fact correct, that this is the same as box 1 on your 2019 form, and that this is the same as box 17 on your 2019 W-3, you're going to go ahead and press continue. Then we have a couple more questions. In 2019, did you make payments for any of the following? Vacation, parental, family, medical, sick leave, severance as allowance for dismissal. In my case, we're going to go ahead and click yes, and it's going to have you enter in the amount. This can be found in box 4 of your 2019 form 940. So we're going to go ahead and enter in that number and press continue. Do you want to include employer-sponsored healthcare and retirement benefits in your average monthly payroll calculation? We strongly recommend doing so. That way, the cost to be able to take care of your employees' healthcare and retirement benefits is included in your PPP loan. So, total employer-sponsored healthcare costs, we're going to go ahead and enter that in right here. Total employer-sponsored retirement costs, we're going to go ahead and enter that here, and then press continue. Next, do you have any employees whose combined 2019 wages, tips, and other cash compensation exceeds over $100,000? In my case, we're going to go ahead and click no. Press continue. Is the United States the principal place of residence for all employees of the applicant included in the applicant's payroll calculation? Applicant meaning the company that you're applying for. In my case, that's a yes. Press continue. Has the applicant ever received an SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan, EIDL loan, between January 31st, 2020 and April 3rd, 2020? In my case, that's a no. Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant presently suspended, debarred, proposed for debarment, declared ineligible, voluntarily excluded from the participation of this transaction by federal department or agency, or presently involved in any bankruptcy? In my case, that's a no. Next, has the applicant, any owner of the applicant, or any business owned or controlled by any of them ever obtained a direct or guaranteed loan from the SBA or any other federal agency that's currently delinquent or has defaulted in the last 7 years and caused a loss to the government? In my case, no. Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant an owner of any other business or have common management with any other business? In my case, it's a no. If this is a yes, all you have to do is click that yes and fill out the box below. Then go ahead and press continue. Then it's going to calculate the automatic amount of your PPP loan for you. Based on the information, you can be eligible for a loan of $58,333.33, pending the final SBA guidelines. This is based on my average monthly payroll calculation that I took from the numbers I entered directly into the form. Once you've gone ahead, verify that this is correct, go ahead and press continue. Then it's going to ask for a quick breakdown of how you're planning on using the loan, or what percentage of the loan will be spent in each of these categories over the 8 weeks after the loan is made, because at least 75% of the loan proceeds must be used for payroll specifically in order to receive total loan forgiveness. So let's go ahead. We're going to enter in the percentage amounts. 75% for payroll. It's going to tell you right here down at the bottom how much is actually remaining. In our case, we have 25. We're going to say 10% of that's going to be used for mortgage and interest. We're going to use 10% of that on utilities, and we'll use a 5% remaining to be allocated in case we have any other bumps in the road. The total number must add up to 100% and be 0 at the bottom. If you aren't sure how the loan forgiveness works, go ahead and click this blue hyperlink that says, how does the loan forgiveness work? And it'll take you through that entire process. Once you verify that this does in fact equal 100, you're going to go ahead and press continue. Then it's going to ask you for your social security number. This does not affect your credit score, and this is not a credit check. This is simply to identify you as a person, verify that you are in fact affiliated with the company. I've gone ahead, we're going to enter in just a random one for the sake of this demo. And then press continue. Then it's going to ask for your job title. In my case, we're going to go ahead and pretend like I'm the founder and press continue. Then it's going to ask for your business street address to ensure that we have all the correct information. So we're going to start with the street name, apartment building suite, your city, your state, this is a drop down, and then your zip code. Verify that all of this is correct to the best of your ability and press continue. Then it's going to ask you for your home address. If your home address is different, go ahead and press the buttons to continue. If it is the same, you can go ahead and click the Use Business Address and autofill it and press continue. Then it's going to ask you for your date of birth. Make sure that you're entering in the correct information. Press continue. And a personal phone number that we can reach you at. That way, in case they have any questions, they can reach out to you directly for the status of your loan. It also means that Kabbage and its affiliates and agents may place auto-dialed or pre-recorded calls or texts to this number for servicing and collections. It takes about 10 seconds after you enter in your phone number for us to be able to move on to the last portions of the loan process. Next, it's going to ask what percentage of the business that you own. This will help determine whether or not we need to gather more information from other stakeholders in Womply or if we need to enter in more information. In my case, we're going to go ahead and add in 100% and press continue. Then we have a couple more questions that we need to initial next to. Is the applicant, if an individual or any individual owning 20% or more of the equity of the applicant, subject to an indictment, criminal information, arraignment, or any other means by which formal criminal charges are brought in any jurisdiction? In my case, that's a no. And then I'm going to go ahead and initial here. Next, within the last 5 years for any felony has the applicant, if an individual or any owner of the applicant, been convicted, pleaded guilty, or been placed on a pretrial diversion? In my case, no. Then we're going to go ahead and initial again. Make sure that you do initial these boxes, otherwise it will not let you move forward. Then press continue. After that, it's going to ask us to authorize a couple of things. That you are, as an authorized representative of the business, certifying in good faith to all of the below by checking next to every box. We're going to go through each of these together. First, you're certifying that the applicant was in operation on February 15, 2020, and had employees for whom it paid salaries and payroll taxes or it paid independent contractors, as reported on the Forms 1099 MSIC. Current economic uncertainty makes this loan request necessary to support the ongoing operations of the applicant. Make sure that you click next to both of those boxes. Next, the funds will be used to retain workers and maintain payroll or make mortgage interest payments, lease payments, and utility payments as specified under the PPP program rule. I understand that if the funds are knowingly used for unauthorized purposes, that the federal government may hold me legally liable for such charges of fraud. Go ahead and click that box. Next, the applicant will provide to the lender documentation verifying the number of full-time equivalent employees on the applicant's payroll, as well as the dollar amounts of payroll costs, covered mortgage interest payments, covered rent payments, and covered utilities for the 8-week period following this loan. Go ahead and click that box. I understand that loan forgiveness will be provided for the sum of documented payroll costs, covered mortgage interest payments, covered rent payments, covered utilities, and not more than 25% of the forgiven amount may be used for non-payroll costs. Go ahead and click that box. During the period beginning on February 15, 2020 and ending on December 31, 2020, the applicant has not and will not receive another loan under the Paycheck Protection Program. Go ahead and click that box. I further certify that the information provided in this application and the information provided in all supporting documents and forms is true and accurate in all material respects. I understand that knowingly making a false statement to obtain guaranteed loan from the SBA is punishable under the law. Go ahead, click that box. I acknowledge that the lender will confirm the eligible loan amount using the required documents submitted. I understand and acknowledge and agree that the lender can share any tax information that I provided with the SBA's authorized representatives, including authorized representatives of the SBA Office of the Inspector General, for the purpose of complying with the SBA loan. Go ahead and click that box. Once you verify that every single box has been checked and you fully understand those terms and conditions, go ahead and press continue. Then it's going to have us double check, make sure that everything we've entered into the form is correct. Last step before we are going to go ahead and submit. Make sure that your business name, what you're doing business as, address, phone number, structure, tax ID, when you were established, personal information, date of birth, social, address, etc. is correct. And then it's going to ask you one more time to certify to the best of your knowledge that the information provided here is complete and correct. We're going to click this box, and it's going to tell you, by checking this box, I certify that I've read all the statements included in the application, including the statements required by the law and executive orders, and I understand them. The applicant is eligible to receive a loan under the rules in effect at this time that the application is submitted and that have been issued by the SBA administration at this point, implementing the PPP program under Division A. The applicant is an independent contractor, eligible self-employed individual, or sole proprietor, or employs no more than greater than 500 employees. You're going to comply wherever applicable within the civil rights and other limitations in the application. The applicant is not engaged in any activity that's illegal or criminal, Any loan received by the applicant under this particular section of the SBA Act between January 31st, 2020 and April 3rd, 2020 was for a purpose other than paying payroll costs and other allowable uses, and loans under the Paycheck Protection Program rule, that you are authorized to submit this application on behalf of the applicant, that you have read and understand and have legal authority to submit this application on behalf of the applicant, and that you understand and authorize that Kabbage and its bank partner Cross River Bank to share information collected or generated about me, my business, in connection with partnership of the Paycheck Protection Program. After that, scroll all the way down, and all you have to do is press submit. Once you go ahead and press submit, it's going to take you to a page that looks just like this, where it's going to say just a few more steps. First, you can see the answer a couple of new questions, or the answer questionnaire is officially complete. After that, it has two more things for you. First, it says that we need to submit the requested documents, and second, it says that we need to select a deposit location. First, we're going to go ahead and click where it says View Documents. Then it's going to ask you for a couple of things. It's going to have a total of 7 requests. First, we need additional documentation. IRS Form W-3, transmittal of wage and tax documents, is used by a business to send information about employee wages. To upload those documents, go ahead and click here. I'm going to go ahead and just pick something random to fill in the box in this particular case. We're going to go ahead and press open. We're going to press submit. It takes about 10 seconds, and then we go ahead and press next. Next, it's going to ask for your 2019 IRS Form 940. Go ahead, again, click Locate File, figure out what that file is, press Open, Submit, takes about 5 seconds, it'll let you know, Success, and Next. It'll ask for front, back color copy of your government-issued ID like a driver's license, passport, or permanent resident card. Locate File, pick the name of the file, press Open. It'll take about 5 seconds. Once it's done, make sure that you press submit so that it actually gets that information for you. We'll say success, and next. We're on request 4 of 7. Organizational documents. Please only upload 1 document at a time to make sure it's not password protected. If your business does not have this document or you've already uploaded it, go ahead and click next. Next, additional documents that support your average monthly payroll in 2019. Again, if you don't have any of this documentation, go ahead and press next. And then documents which show how much your business spent on medical insurance payments for 2019. If you don't have this, go ahead and press next. And then documents that show how much your business contributed towards retirement of employees in 2019. Locate that file, go ahead and press next. Then it'll let you know, ta-da, look at that, all of our documents have been submitted. Now that your documents have been submitted, this button will be officially green. For the sake of this demo, it's going to stay orange as incomplete to show you the difference. Last but not least, all you have to do is select a deposit location. All you have to do is click Select Account and add in your bank information, and you're officially finished with the entire process. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly at Womply, and we'll do our best to be able to help you. Thank you so much.